The only fragrances I needed this trip to Dubai, here's why. What's going on, guys? My name is Neeb. Welcome back to AROMATIX. Today we're going to be talking about the only fragrances that I brought with me to Dubai. Only 4. Let me first start off by saying it is hot as hell out here. Literally. It's 43 degrees Celsius. I'm not going to act like I knew what the that is. I had to look it up. It was 109 point something degrees, which is absolutely insane. But in all honesty, I'm used to it and I kind of like it. The other thing is that I noticed that this kind of weather, your fragrances really get eaten alive. So there's a lot of factors to like longevity, performance, etc. And you should absolutely take it with a grain of salt when your favorite influencer gives you like performances, unless they go into like details and specificities in regards to like, you know, their climate, their weather, etc. But even then, like, do they drink enough water? Are they ashy? You know, and all that good stuff. So today I want to more so focus on the 4 fragrances I bought, one of which being this one. This is a funny story because unfortunately it's another bottle that I bought 2 of as of now. So they are re-releasing Paco Rabanne, the Invictus Aqua, and it's supposed to be coming in a new design, and that's what I thought I purchased right before I left the States. And I got the box, I didn't even bother open it because it's like I wanted to do a raw live unboxing on my short platforms, which I generally do. If you're not already following me, definitely you want to go check that out. It's aromatics.neeb everywhere. So I cracked this open, I was extremely disappointed because they sent me this bottle, the old travel exclusive that they re-released in 2025. I mean, it's a good smelling fragrance, but it's false advertising. And then looking at some of the comments, I wasn't the only one, and I made a whole video. You could probably go back and check it out in regards to thinking that that's absolutely insane, like false advertising to the max. In regards to like how long it lasts, here in Dubai, man, you're lucky if you get 2 to 3 hours, period. Like, I would spray this on, walk out, probably get in the car and like get to my destination, forgot completely that I have anything on. So despite the fact that like freshies are great for Dubai weather, it doesn't mean that it lasts. That's the problem though. And even though like this would probably last me like a good 5 to 7 hours tops in the States, here gets absolutely annihilated. All right. And in fact, believe it or not, the second fragrance I bought does much better during Dubai. And it's not like that it's off. Sure, like typically speaking, we're used to fragrances that like are thinner or more evaporating and fresher for this kind of weather, but those don't even, they just, I mean, then again, you guys, we're talking about an extreme level of heat, an extreme level of weather conditions, but those freshies just don't last. This lasted, and it wasn't even like suffocating me. I mean, in all honesty, like this style of scent profile, if I were to wear it in like the USA heat, it would be like, oh my God, that's a little much. But here it's like, I forget still because the sun, the heat, the sweat just eats up your fragrance. But this is one that did really well. So I guess there is in some way this threshold where it's like after a certain level of just temperature or heat and sweating and exhaustion, you don't even like smell a lot of fragrances and certain fragrances like many of these lighter freshies. Now there is a freshie that I also have mine, this fragrance right here, the Platine Blanc, which is going to be available, if not already by the time I'm dropping this video, within the next few days on shoparomatics.com, which by the way, you can find all of these fragrances as well, like Strong With You and other niche for some of the lowest prices. Go check it out. That actually lasted because of the fact that it's 34% or 32%, sorry, 32% oil. So it does last, and you get like this fresh and aromatic, like rosemary, mint, jasmine, and musk, and it's beautiful with that freshness. It lasts, and I've smelled it on my clothing to the end of the day, and we're talking about here in Dubai. So there are some freshies that'll last, but this ain't it. This definitely ain't it. If it has aqua in the name or any form of water, it's just not gonna last, bro. And this one definitely didn't. Strong With You Parfum is beautiful. I love this scent profile, and the more I wear it, the more it becomes a signature scent for me. Strong With You, the original, has always been a signature scent, and I swear to God, on like multiple occasions, I've had women and people in general, including my sister, say that this is like your signature scent. It just smells like me. And that's why Stronger With You has always been in my top 10 rotation of like all time. When people ask me like, what are some of your favorite fragrances of all time? Stronger With You is honest to God one of those. And the Parfum has become one of like my signature scents as of right now. This was a brand new bottle before I went to the LA event, which was last week from making this video. I have about 3 bottles of this now. One was gifted, the other one I picked up from the actual event, and this one was my personal bottle that I purchased myself for like some crazy price before it was released. So Strong With You Parfum is like the original, but a lot more sexy and just rich. It's really strong. It even has this smoky base to it, and it works. It just freaking works. I mean, I smell women out here wearing like ombre leather, literally, or like Tuscan leather. And the women are rocking this, women. And it smells amazing. It smells great on them. So, and even as a man, like there's a certain level of like senses as well, like that if a woman wears something with a little bit of a masculine touch, it's just something sexy about it, man. The confidence, it's just attractive, okay? So the other fragrance that I brought is Capricorn. This is one of the fragrances from the Genesis collection, and in my opinion, one of the best ones, if not the actual best one, not just because of the fact that I am a Capricorn, but it's got this pepper, suede, vanilla, and amber vibe. First off, it doesn't remind me of like an inspo by any means of anything specifically. And we did a nice little event with the perfumers who do a lot of the fragrances from Fragrance World, which should not be a surprise because, you know, all these companies, although some of them do inspired buys and twists, they still have to get their fragrances, at least, you know, the reputable ones that you'll see on my channel. Nowadays, people are just taking any brand just for a check. But we're not going to speak about that, and I'm not pointing fingers at nobody, but the reputable brands that I speak of here on this channel, because it's more than just about reputation. It's also, although that is a big deal, it's also about quality control. It's also about ensuring that, you know, the trust that you guys have in me, you guys can experience in the products, obviously within limitations, right? I'm not I don't know what they're doing behind closed doors exactly, but believe it or not, you guys, I look at like safety data sheets, you know, where they're getting their sources from. And these are all things that I factor in before I even talk about a brand. And there was one mistake that I did with a brand a while ago, and they potentially have gone a little bit better, but that was a learning lesson for me where it's just like, this is truly a responsibility where I can't just talk about any like, here, this is brand Joe, this bottle smells amazing, because the bottles that are out there in the market could have poor quality control, or could be a completely different juice, or just something that's literally from China and factories. So you do have to be cautious. I know that a lot of people love to like jump into new brands and hidden gems and stuff, but there's a lot more to it than just that. You want to be safe. You want to make sure that they're getting it from reputable sources, big flavor houses, etc. So in fact, let me see. Yes. So Expressions, Parfums, Expression Parfumés, right? Yes, sorry if I've mispronounced that. But that's the factory, the flavor house, and where they get their oils, along with their, you know, most factories have contracted perfumers who work under the factory, right? So when you want to work with a perfumer, obviously you have to establish yourself with the factory, and then they will assign a perfumer to you in your project. And that's the case with French Avenue. And that's why I keep saying, like, French Avenue has some of the best oils out there right now, because it's straight up from sources of like niche and designer. And not only that, even within their realm, they have some of the highest budgets when it comes to their fragrances. So it's kind of like a blank check, and they say, go ahead, this is our retail, this is what we want to do, but to the max, give us the best quality. So Capricorn, like I said, it's got this peppery, suede, fuzzy texture, slightly vanillic as it dries down, pretty masculine. Actually, I would say it's unisex if you like those suede and peppery vibes, but does lean towards the masculine side of things. And like I said, you know, there's something sexy about a woman who can pull that kind of stuff off. Like, I know somebody who used to wear Tom Ford's Tobacco Vinny, and I thought it was very sexy on her. Last but not least is Summer Mink, and this is probably the one that I'm wearing the least. It's not a bad fragrance by any means. This is by Drake. I'm just really surprised. I'm really surprised at how feminine this fragrance is. I would personally say that, like, this is feminine, borderline unisex. It's more on the feminine side than anything, and it really reminds me of La Vie est Belle, the Rose Extraordinaire, and it's all about this powdery rose fragrance. Powders, musks, and rose. There's some citruses at the top that kind of gives you like this fresh out of the shower vibe. It smells fantastic, but in all honesty, man, like, it's got a lot of pretty to it. Like, it's pretty. Like, I'm sorry, like, I'm not trying to smell pretty all the time. You feel me? So I honestly had to layer this one. Wearing it on its own, I just felt, I don't know, you know, and subjecting fragrances to a specific gender is definitely subjective, and it really comes down to what you define as like feminine versus masculine. In my opinion, femininity comes with a certain level of delicacy, comes with a certain level of like memories, etc. Like the scent of makeup. Women are known to use like makeup, lipstick, etc. And when you think of most makeup, it has this powdery, borderline musky and rose style of scent profile that then you can attribute to certain scents. So when a woman gets fixed up, she's going to smell like something like this. There's this buttery aspect to it, but in reality, like individual notes, right? When you smell rose, it doesn't have a gender. If you smell a rose, you can wear it on its own, but in combinations, in certain combinations, it exudes a certain level of delicacy like this. That's when I start to find that it leans towards the femme side of things. It does have like some sandalwood or some kind of woody base in the backbone, but I definitely still think that it leans towards the feminine side of things. Will I still wear it? Have I been to wearing it? Yes and yes. The longevity on this one, the projection, I have to give it to them. It's really damn good. Just a little too femme for my taste. I'm not gonna wear this on its own probably for a long time. And I tried to. I sprayed it on here and then I was just like, it smells a little too pretty, and I'll end up spraying something else on top of it, like the Invictus Aqua with the summer mink, and that's what I would spray. Not a bad fragrance by any means, just not my, it's a little, just, you get it, yeah? It's too far into that realm. I still stand by the rating. It's like a 7.5, so 7.5. On a woman, I think it would be like an 8.25. I think ladies, if you try this and you wear it, I think it would be even sexier on a woman than it is on a man. And obviously, that's just my opinion. Go ahead and grab it or try it for yourself, and you can go, see how you feel about it. Whether or not it's feminine is really subjective, but the explanation hopefully makes a little bit of sense. And my personal definition of feminine, right, in regards to scent profiles. Last ones that I brought is this travel set for Replica's Beach Walk, and then also By the Fireplace. I'm probably not gonna wear By the Fireplace just because, but Beach Walk definitely will. This smells like lotion, white florals and lotion, and something very slightly salty. So yes, it gives me oceanic, or I should say aquatic vibes. It does place me in the ocean, but if you don't like the scent of lotion in itself or scented lotions, then you probably want to stay away from this one. It does also lean feminine, or on the feminine side of things, but I mean, it's really not that definitively femme. And that's pretty much it. I'm disappointed in this experience right here because I'm probably gonna have to end up buying it again just to make sure that I get the new design. But who's to say that I don't buy it again and still get the same one? So they're redesigning all of the other ones as well. And this is, I mean, they're just repackaging and rebottling. I would say that out of all of these, my favorite ones, it's definitely gonna be these two. Signature scent worthy for me. And this one, a nice switch up that smells niche for less than like $60. It's crazy. What sign are you? And what 4 fragrances would you take? My name's Neve. Thank you for tuning back into Aromatics. Make sure to check out shoparomatics.com. It's live. A lot of Middle Eastern fragrances straight from the sources and some of the best freaking prices. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.